Solved problems. Accounting cycle, journal, ledger, trial balance, adjusting entries, ledger posting, adjusted trial balance, statement of income, statement of financial position, worksheet 10 column. Problem. On January 1 of the current year, John David opened the Jade men's wear shop and during the month the following transactions were completed. January 1. John David invested cash 80,000 in the business. January 1. He bought 2 sewing machines amounting to 30,000 each from Patio Merchandising. He gave 15,000 down and the balance is payable within 60 days. January 1. Paid a 3-month rental of the shop 30,000. This was charged to prepaid rent account. January 1. Paid 1 year insurance policy 5,700. January 3. Bought sewing tools 5,900 and sewing supplies 2,700 from Jumar Trading on credit. January 5. Received 1,200 from customer for a short delivered. January 7. Billed 2 Mercedes Acosta 5,000 for 2 pair of pants and Polo Barong delivery. January 10. Purchased clothing materials from Batliboi market and paid 15,000 cash. January 13. Received 12,500 from various customers for pants and barong made and delivered. January 14. Gave Patio Merchandising 15,000 and issued 60-day 6% note for the balance. January 15. Paid the wages of the shop helper 2,500. January 17. John David withdrew 5,000 for his personal use. January 18. M. Acosta gave 2,000 at partial payment of his account. January 20. Received 14,750 from various customers, pants and shirts delivered. January 22. Paid the wages of the shop helper 2,500. January 23. Billed Javelin Gracia for 4,000 for barong and pants delivered to him. January 27. Paid the following monthly expenses: utility bills 1,500, telephone bill 2,500. At the end of accounting period, the following data were taken. 1. The sewing machine are estimated to have 5-year useful life. 2. The actual count of sewing supplies revealed a balance of 1,700. 3. The business's conversation to estimated 5% of the receivables to be uncollected. Balance of the clothing materials accounting is 7,000. Required the following: journal entries, ledger entries, trial balance, adjusting journal entries, posting, adjusted trial balance, statement of income, statement of financial position, worksheet 10 column, chart of accounts, assets, 101 cash, 102 accounts receivable, 103A allowance for bad debts, 104 sewing supplies, 105 clothing materials, 106 prepaid rent, 107 prepaid insurance, 108 sewing tools, 109 sewing equipment, 110A accumulated depreciation sewing equipment. Liabilities: accounts payable 202, notes payable 203, accrued interest expense. Owner's equity J. David Capital 302, J. David Drawing 303, income and expenditure summary. Income 401, service income. Expenses 501, wages. 502, utility expense. 503, insurance expense. 504, telephone and communication expense. 505, sewing supplies used. 506, clothing material used. 507, rent expense. 508, interest expense. 509, depreciation sewing equipment. 510, bad debts. Solution. Journal entries. January 1. John David invested cash 80,000 in the business. Date: January 1. Particulars: cash 101, debit 80,000. 2. David Capital, credit 80,000. To record the initial. January 1. He bought 2 sewing machines amounting to 30,000 each for Patio Merchandising and he gave 15,000 down and the balance is payable within 60 days. Sewing machines Equipment 30,000 into 260,000 debit. Cash 15,000 credit. Accounts payable 45,000 credit. To record purchase on cash and on accounts. Paid 3-month rental of the shop 30,000. This was charged to prepaid rent account. Prepaid rent account debit 30,000. Cash credit 30,000. To record the purchase on cash. Paid 1 year insurance policy 5,700. Prepaid insurance debit 5,700. Cash credit 5,700. To record the purchase on cash. Bought sewing tools 5,900 and sewing supplies 2,700 from Jomar Trading on credit. Sewing tools account debit 5,900. Service sewing supplies debit 2,700. Accounts payable credit 8,600. To record the purchase. Received 1,200 from customer for a short delivered. Cash account debit 1,200. Accounts receivable credit 1,200. To record income on cash. January 7. Billed to Maricris Acosta 5,000 for 2 pair of pants and Polo Barong delivered. Accounts receivable debit 5,000. Service income 5,000. Credit to record service income. Purchased clothing materials from Baklaran Market and paid 15,000 cash. Clothing materials debit 15,000. Cash credit 15,000. To record purchase on cash. January 13. Received 12,500 from various customers for pants and barong made and delivered. Cash account debit 12,500. Service income 12,500. Credit to record income on cash. January 14. Gave patio merchandising 15,000 and issued 60-day 6% note for the balance. Accounts payable debit 45,000. Notes payable credit 30,000. Cash credit 15,000. To record payment for loan on cash and note. January 15. Paid the wages of the shop helper 2,500. Wages debit 2,500. Cash credit 2,500. To record the salary of helper on cash. January 17. Jivan David withdrew 5,000 for his personal use. J. David drawing debit 5,000. Cash credit 5,000. To record withdrawals on cash. 18. January 18. M. Acosta gave 2,000 as partial payment of his account. Cash account debit 2,000. Accounts receivable credit 2,000. To record income on cash. January 20. Received 14,750 from various customers. Pants and shirts delivered. January 20. Cash debit 14,750. Service income credit 14,750. To record service income. January 22. Paid the wages of the shop helper 2,500. January 22. Wages debit 2,500. Cash credit 2,500. To record the salary of the helper on cash. Paid. January 23. Billed Javelin Gracia 4,000 for barong and pants delivered to him. January 23. Accounts receivable debit 4,000. To sales and service revenue 4,000 credit. To record income on account. January 27. Paid the following monthly expenses. Utility bills 1,500. Telephone bill 2,500. Utility expenses debit 1,500. Telephone and communication expenses debit 2,500. Cash credit 4,000. To record monthly bills. Solution 2. Ledger 101 cash account. On the debit side, 1st January 80,000. 5th January 1,200. 13th January 12,500. 18th January 2,000. 20 January 14,750. On the credit side, 1st January 15,000. 1st January 30,000. 1st January 5,700. 10th January 15,000. 14 January 15,000. 15 January 2,500. 17 January 5,000. 22nd January 2,500. 27 January 4,000. There is a debit balance of 15,750 in cash account. 102. Accounts receivable account. On the debit side, 7th January 5,000. 23rd January 4,000. On the credit side, 18th January 2,000. There is a debit balance of 7,000 in accounts receivable account. 104. Sewing supplies. On the debit side, 3rd January 2,700. The debit balance of 2,700 is carried forward. 105. Clothing materials. 10th January 15,000. On the debit side, debit balance of 15,000 carried forward. 106. Prepaid rent. On the debit side, 1st January 30,000. Debit balance is carried forward. 107. Prepaid insurance. 1st January 5,700. Debit balance of 5,700 carried forward. 108. Sewing tools. 1st January 5,900. Debit balance is 5,900 carried forward. 109. January 60,000 in sewing equipment account. The debit balance of 60,000 in sewing equipment account is carried forward. 201 accounts payable on the debit side 45,000, on the credit side 1st January 45,000, 3rd January 8,600. There is a credit balance 8,600 in accounts payable account. 202 notes payable on the credit side 14th January 30,000, credit balance carried forward. 301 J debit capital 1st January 80,000, credit balance carried forward. 302 Day David drawings debit side 17th January 5,000, the debit balance of 5,000 carried forward. 401 service income on the credit side 7th January 5,000, 13th January 12,500, 20th January 14,750, 23rd January 4,000. Total service income 37,450 carried forward. 501 wages 15 January 2,500, 22nd January 2,500. Total 5,000 debit balance in wages account carried forward. 502 utility expense 27 January 1,500, debit balance carried forward. 504 telephone and communication expense 27 January 2500, debit balance carried forward. Solution item number 3, trial balance. Trial balance account titles debit credit 101 cash debit 15,750, 102 accounts receivable 7,000, 104 sewing supplies 2,700, 105 clothing material 15,000, 106 prepaid rent 30,000, 107 prepaid insurance 5,700, 108 saving tools 5,900, 109 sewing equipment 60,000, 201 accounts payable 8,600 credit, 202 notes payable 30,000 credit, 301 David capital 80,000 credit, 302 J David drawing 5,000 debit, 401 service income credit 37,450, 501 wages debit 5,000, utility expenses 502 amount 1,500 debit, telephone and communication expense 2,500 debit, total debits 156,050, total credits 156,050. Solution item number 4, adjusting entries. 1. The sewing machines are estimated to have 5-year useful life. January 31, depreciation on sewing account debit 1,000 to accumulated depreciation 1,000, working 30,000 into 2 is equal to 60,000 by 5 years by 12 months is equal to 1,000. Adjustment 2. The actual count of sewing supplies revealed a balance of 1,700. Sewing supplies used 1,000. Sewing supplies 1,000. 2,700 minus 1,700 is equal to 1,000. The sewing supplies used during the month. Business is conservative to estimate 5% of the receivable to be uncollected. Bad debts account debtor 350 to allowance for bad debts 350. 7,000 into 5% is equal to 350. 4. Balance of the closing material account 7,000. Closing materials used debit 8,000. Closing materials credit 8,000. 15,000 closing materials minus 7,000 closing balance, that is 8,000 is the closing material used. Gave passive merchandising 15,000 and issued 60-day 6% note for the balance. There is an adjustment. We need to make an adjustment for the accrual of interest on this note payable. Interest expense debit 75, accrued interest expense credit 75. The working 30,000 into 6% by 12 months by 2 months is equal to 75. Paid a 3-month rental for the shop 30,000. This was charged to prepaid rent account. Rent expense debit 10,000 to prepaid rent 10,000. So this is paid for 3 months from January, February, March. So for the month of January, the expense is only 10,000. So the prepaid rent is adjusted to 10,000 only. So 3,000 by 3 months is 10,000. 3,000 by 3 months into 1 month, that is equal to 10,000. Paid 1 year insurance policy 5,700. Insurance expense debit 475. Prepaid insurance credit 475. 5,700 by 12 is equal to 475. Solution 5. Ledger posting of adjustments. Account number 104 sewing supplies. January 1 debit side 2,700. credit side January 1, 1000, balance 1700 debit balance carried forward. 105 clothing material debit 10th January 15,000, credit side 31st January 8,000, debit balance 7,000 carried forward. Prepaid rent 1st January 30,000, 31st January 10,000, prepaid rent is 20,000 debit carried forward. Prepaid insurance on 1st January 5,700, 31st January 475, closing balance 5,225 debit balance carried forward. 506 clothing material used 31st January 8,000 debit balance carried forward. 508 interest expense 31st January 75 debit balance carried forward. 509 depreciation sewing equipment 31st January 1000 debit balance carried forward. Bad debts 31st January 350 debit balance carried forward. Account number 103 allowance for bad debts credit side 31st January 350 credit balance carried forward. 203 accrued interest expense credit side 31st January 75 credit balance carried forward. 110A accumulated depreciation sewing equipment 1000 credit balance carried forward. 503 insurance expense on the debit side 31st January 475 debit balance carried forward. 505 sewing supplies used 31st January 1000 debit balance carried forward. 507 rent expense 31st January 10,000 debit balance carried forward. 6. Adjusted trial balance account titles debit credit 101 cash debit 15,750, 102 accounts receivable 7,000, 103A allowance for bad debts 350 credit balance, 104 sewing supplies 1,700, 105 clothing material 7,000 debit balance, 106 prepaid rent 20,000 debit, 107 prepaid insurance 5,225, 108 sewing tools 5,900, 109 sewing equipment 60,000 debit, 110A accumulated depreciation sewing equipment 1,000 credit, 201 accounts payable 8,600 credit, 202 notes payable 30,000 credit, 203 accrued interest expense 75, 301 J debit capital 80,000 credit, 302 J debit drawing 5,000, 303 income and expenditure summary nil, 401 service income 37,450 credit, 501 wages 5,000 debit, utility expense 1,500 debit, insurance expense 475 debit, telephone and communication expense 2,500 debit, sewing supplies used 1,000 debit, clothing material used 8,000 debit, rent expense 10,000 debit, interest expense debit 75, depreciation sewing equipment 1,000 debit, bad debts 350 debit, total 157,475, total credits 157,475. Next is the statement of income, account titles, amount, revenues 401 service income 37,450, total revenues 37,450, expenses, wages 5,000, utility expense 1,500, insurance expense 475, telephone and communication 2,500, sewing supplies used 1,000, clothing material used 8,000, rent expense 10,000, interest expense 75, depreciation sewing equipment 1,000, bad debts 350, total expenses 29,900, net income 7,550, total expenses including income 37,450, total revenues 37,450. Statement of financial position, assets, current assets, cash 15,750, accounts receivable 7,000, less allowance for bad debts 350, net accounts receivable 6,650, sewing supplies 1,700, clothing material 7,000, prepaid rent 20,000, prepaid insurance 5,225, total current assets 56,325, non-current assets, sewing tools 5,900, sewing equipment 60,000, less accumulated depreciation sewing equipment 1,000, net sewing equipment 59,000, total non-current assets 64,900, total assets 121,225, liabilities, current liabilities, accounts payable 8,600, notes payable 30,000, accrued interest expense 75, total current liabilities 38,675. Non-current assets nil. Total liabilities 38,675. Owner's equity David capital 80,000 less drawings 5,000. Add income and expenditure summary 7,550. Total owner's equity 82,550. Total liabilities and owner's equity 121,225. 10. Statement of equity. Statement of owner's equity. J. David capital 80,000. J. David drawings less 5,000. Income and expenditure summary 7,550. Total owner's equity 82,550. 11. Post-closing trial balance. Account titles debit, credit. Cash debit 15,750. Accounts receivable 7,000. Allowance for bad debts credit 350. Saving supplies 1,700. Clothing material 7,000 debit. Prepaid rent 20,000 debit. Prepaid insurance 5,225 debit. Saving tools 5,900 debit. Saving equipment 60,000 debit. Accumulated depreciation saving equipment credit 1,000. Accounts payable credit 8,600. Notes payable credit 30,000. Accrued interest expense 75,000 credit. J. David capital 80,550 credit. Total debits 122,575. Total credits 122,575. Recap. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Accounts Lobby for various solved problems and lectures on accountancy.